Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger. This is my next updated version of roster free agents. I started doing the roster free agents videos. Wow, I might have been doing them for sometime earlier this year, maybe it was late last year. And I did a video talking about the number of free agents that were like ex-WWE and TNA guys, and I mentioned that you could probably make an entire roster out of guys just using ex-WWE and ex-TNA guys. And someone challenged me to do it. I believe it was Roland Dynasty that challenged me to do that, and I originally did it, and it was an alright video. Got a good response, so I've been doing them periodically here. Been a couple of months since I did the last one, because I've been handling, finishing up my teaching job in Korea, moving back to the U.S., applying for grad school. Just been a while since I've been making videos, so So this is an updated version here for November 9th of 2012. This version, I use free agents and indie talents. Ex-WWE, ex-TNA guys, couple of indie wrestlers I've seen, indie women wrestlers, NWA Hollywood. I use like 3 guys from Ring of Honor, like 1 tag team and 1 singles wrestler from Ring of Honor. I gotta be honest, I still consider Ring of Honor to be more of an indie promotion, so I used like 3 people from Ring of Honor in this one. So I designed this one as a National Wrestling Alliance roster for a National Wrestling Alliance show, because Lord knows they need one with all the crap that's been going on with them lately. Just some weird stuff happening with the NWA. They got sold to some new people recently. I hope these new people do something decent with the name. But I based this on having 2 90-minute shows per week, and I'm gonna call this show with the National Wrestling Alliance going to be called NWA United. I'm using the NWA World title, and then the secondary and other titles are just new championships I made just for this promotion. You would just move them up in case this promotion, like so many in the past, eventually broke away from the NWA. You'd figure it out though. I did this with a men's and women's roster. I have singles and secondary titles for the men, singles and secondary title for the women, and tag team titles, but just a men's tag team title. I wanted to do a women's tag titles too, but I didn't have enough decent tag teams, and with the number of women I used, the roster's getting kind of crowded, so I just made 2 singles titles, a main and secondary title for the women. It's not that there aren't enough wrestlers, it's just not enough wrestlers that I personally am familiar with. I can go to like the Shimmer roster or WSU and just pull out a bunch of women, but it's not like women that I know that I'm personally familiar with. So I didn't want to use too many people that I'm not personally familiar with. At least the people on this list are people who I've seen wrestle a couple times. I'm familiar with them and their gimmick and what they do. So for the men, I have the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Secondary singles titles will be a new championship made them called the United Heavyweight Championship. I used that name in one of these videos before. And the United Tag Team Championships. Then for the women, the NWA World Women's Championship, and the secondary title, the United Women's Championship. So I'm going to go through my roster, give you a fantasy card, my pitch card at the bottom. So let's go through my roster here. So for my male roster, I'm going to have to recount 1, 2. Okay, so for my male singles roster, I count 15 men. Might be 16. I might have been one off when I messed up my counting here. So, but I got 15 singles wrestlers for male singles wrestlers here. I got Adam Pearce, Willie Mack, Colt Cabana, Joey Chaos, Ricky Mandel, Scorpio Sky, Bobby Lashley, Chris Harris, Cody Deaner, John Morrison, Ken Doane, Orlando Jordan, Chris Masters, Anthony Nese, Mike Bennett, and Sean Waltman. And Waltman there is a veteran that worked with some of the younger guys. He was a good hand to have. So that's my singles roster. Then I have 8 tag teams. I have the Tribe, Hawaiian Line, and Navajo Warrior from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. They're not NWA Hollywood anymore. We got the Rottnest Monsters. I know they split up, but I just put them back together. Got Natural Selection, again, split up, but I put them back together. Ink, Jesse, Neal, and Shannon Moore. I like that team in TNA, so I'd try to get them back together. Shane Helms and Matt Hardy together as a tag team, because I really don't want to see them as singles that much anymore. The Briscoes from Ring of Honor. The Sheik, Sean, and Arya Daivari. You saw a little bit of them in Ring King. And the Bollywood Boys. They were also in Ring King, but my understanding is that they do wrestle in the United States. They live in the U.S., from my understanding. So those are my 8 tag teams. So I'll go over the women next. My women's roster is 17 women. We have Beth Phoenix, Awesome Kong, Isis the Amazon. Those would be like my main 3 women that I pretty much build my division around. I got Allison Danger, Ayako Hamada, Chili Melissa, aka Alyssa Flash, Melina, Serena Deeb, Winter, aka Katie Lee, Daisy Hayes, Christina Von Eerie, Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, Jazz, Mia Yim, Marty Bell, and Athena. So that is my roster. I'll go through it one more time. My singles wrestlers, my man, but you know, with singles wrestlers, you can always put together a tag team, break a few. But anyway, my male roster: Scrap Iron Pierce, Willie Mack, Colt Cabana, Joey Chaos, Ricky Mandel, Scorpio Sky, Bobby Lashley, Chris Harris, Cody Deaner, John Morrison, Ken Doane, Orlando Jordan, Chris Masters, Anthony Nese, Mike Bennett, and Sean Waltman. Our tag teams: Tribe, Rottnest Monsters, Natural Selection, Ink, Shane Helms and Matt Hardy, the Briscoes, the Sheiks, and the Bollywood Boys. And my women's roster one more time: Beth Phoenix, Awesome Kong, Isis the Amazon, Allison Danger, Hamada, Cheerleader Melissa, Melina, Serena Deeb, Katie Lee, Daisy Hayes, Christina Von Eerie, Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, Jazz, Mia Yim, Marty Bell, and Athena. And I would keep everybody's name the same. I try not to change people's names, but I do as far as copyright things, change the spelling a bit. Rhino with a different spelling, Taz with a second Z. I'd respell names enough to get around any names that are owned by former employers, WWE or TNA and stuff like that. All right, and my sample card. In no particular order. Again, the concept of the sample card was, this is a show I would do and use it as to pitch to the network to try to get my deal, to showcase the talent we have. So got 3 women's matches, 4 men's matches. Here are the matches in no particular order. Awesome Kong versus Hamada. Show 2 women that don't have the quote unquote diva look. Both great wrestlers, hard hitting action. Then a tag team match, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky versus Mia Yim and Athena. Again, all 4 women are very good, but they're more closer to the eye candy type thing. Although I wouldn't say about these women. These 4 women are all very good in the ring, entertaining. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, people know from TNA, so they have some name recognition. Mia Yim's a great wrestler. Athena's really good too. All 4 women are great to look at. So that's if the people are looking for more of something close to the eye candy, because I can have eye candy, but I have eye candy that can wrestle really well. And Melina versus Beth Phoenix, 2 girls that have worked together in WWE. They're known from WWE, so that's a little, they're recognizable. So that's something you want to show to a network as a recognizable group of women. So those are my 3 women's matches: Awesome Kong versus Hamada, Angelina and Velvet versus Mia Yim and Athena, and Melina versus Beth Phoenix. Okay. And the 4 men's matches will be tag team match, Shane Helms and Matt Hardy versus the Briscoes. Again, Helms and Hardy, people known from WWE, they're recognizable. And I don't really want them doing singles that much. John Morrison versus Sean Waltman, sort of a past versus present type thing. 2 guys who could do more of that cruiserweight style match. Again, Sean Waltman's a veteran. A lot of people know him. Morrison's hasn't been, was well known in WWE for several years. So again, little name recognition to bring to it. Scrap Out Adam Pearce versus Willie Mack. Both just really great wrestlers. Adam Pearce is one of the best. The guy look at and go, how is this guy not in WWE or TNA? It still amazes me. Willie Mack, a large guy who can do some high flying stuff that most big guys his size can't do. That would be a great match. And my last one would be Bobby Lashley versus Chris Harris. Bobby Lashley is a well-known guy. Chris Harris is a guy that I'm confident could give him a really good match. Probably go with Adam Pearce or Bobby Lashley as my first world champion. Think from the women's side. Well, that's a tougher one to pick. Who would be my first champion on the women's side? I guess I'd go with who's the biggest known name on the list, and that'd be Beth Phoenix. So I'd probably go with her as my first champion. And my first tag team champions, Shane. Again, I think just go with the names that people know, the more well-known names, and then use it to build up everybody else. So my tag team champions, my first tag team champion would probably be Shane Helms and Matt Hardy. First women's champion would be Beth Phoenix. My first world champion would probably be Bobby Lashley. Again, they're more well-known guys. People know who they are. And then you use them to build up other guys. So, one more time, going through my sample card here. Awesome Kong versus Hamada. Angelina and Velvet versus Mia Yim and Athena. Melina versus Beth Phoenix. Shane Helms and Matt Hardy versus the Briscoes. John Morrison versus Sean Waltman. Adam Pearce versus Willie Mack. And Bobby Lashley versus Chris Harris. This video was shorter than I thought it would be. Alright then. Yeah. Alright then. So that'll be all for this version. The November 9th, 2012 version. The roster of free agents video. Feedback is appreciated as always. Let me know what you think about this particular roster. Maybe changes you'd make, people you think I may have forgotten that should be added to this roster, and your thoughts on the fantasy card. I still encourage you to do your own. I've said that in a lot of videos, but I don't think anybody ever did. If you ever did make your own roster of free agents video, give me the link. Put the link to it in the description box. I want to see what other people come up with on this. So, that being said, this is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.